Okay, this is lesson number 5 of IT 301 with page construction lecture series. I'm Shant Piratna from IT Center. Okay, so why do you use tables? Actually, by using tables, we can represent a data in some kind of a tabular format, right? So in addition to that, we can use a table as a document layout structure, right? And then by using, we can align some elements. So for example, we can align elements in a form by using tables. So let's see those things in through this like series, right? So actually, a table site contains rows and columns, right? And then it made up a set of cells, right? Set of cells we call cells, right? So, for example, if you get a table with 4 columns and 2 rows, all right, like this. So in this direction, this is called a horizontal direction. In horizontally, we call this is a row, right? This is row. So this is another row, right? So in here in this table we have 2 rows. So this is called row number 1. This is called row number 2. So these are called rows. So these are called columns, right? Columns, right? So in here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 columns, right? 4 columns. So by using rows and columns, so this kind of boxes are there. We call this is a cell. Cell. This is a cell, right? One cell, right? So in here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. In row number 1, we have four cells, and also in row number 2, we have another 4 rows. So altogether we have 4 cells, right? And altogether we have 8 cells, 8 cells, right? So in tables, we call this is in addition to cells, we use a name called table data. All right. So because in web page we use table to represent data, so here we call one table data. This is second one, right? Likewise, we have in here we have 8 table data, right? 8 table data, right? So in HTML, we have a tags to define these things, right? So how do you create tables in HTML? We have a tag called table, right? We have a tag called table. So assume now I want to create this table, this particular table. So we have a tag called table, right? So if it is a table, we have a rows, right? So in order to uh, represent a table row, there's a tag called tr, table row, all right? So in order to create table data, we have a tag called td, right? So each cell within the row is created by using a td tag, all right? So this is table, right? So this is table row. So this is table data. Then we have a tag called td, right? So that's it, right? So let's see how to create table, right? So I think it's better to create a table in a web page, right? So before that, I'll explain this code. So this is the table tag, all right? Table, and then here we have a row. So in first row we have 4 table data, right? 4 table data, and then this is the second row. This is the second row. In second row we have another table data set. Actually in here we have 4 table data, right? Here we have 4 table data, here we have 4 table data. So in here we set a border as 1, right? So that is the size of the border, right? Size of the border, right? So in this table, so this is the first table row, and here we have 4 table data. In here we have another 4 table data, all right? Okay, then let's try to create table in the web page, right? So I open my text editor, Notepad, all right? So I'm going to save this one. I have a folder called IT3 Note 1. Then I create a folder called day 5. right? So within the day5 folder, I save this one as table1.html. So I create a basic structure of the web page, right? Like this basic structure. So this is my header section. So this is goes in the header section, and then title. This is my table one. Then I close the title tag. Right. So this is my body section. Right. This is my body section. Then I close the body section. Then in here I create a table. Right. Okay. Table. Then so in here I use the table tag. Right. So for the time being I use the table tag as it is, right? So this is my first row, right? So within the first row I have 4 table data td, right? So let's say I say row number 1, column number 1. Then I close this table data. All right, then I use the same method to create another table data. Say this is now still I'm in row 1, and then this is column 2. Then I close table data. All right, still I'm in row number 1. This is row 1, column 3. All right, then I close this table data. This is fourth table data. This is row 1 and column 4. All right, then I close this table data. Then I close the table row. All right, close table row. Then I start the second table row, tr, and then I create another table data, row 2. Now I'm in row 2, column 1. Then I close table data. Then this is next table data. This is row 2, column 2. Then I close table data. Then this is td row 2 comma column 3, and I close table data. This is td row 2 column 4. Then here, sorry, I close this table row. Right, then this is the closing of the table, and I save this one again, and then I open file. Right, okay, and then I go to the day5 folder, open table 1. Now, so all the content are there, right? All the data are there, but table border is actually that border is not seen, right? So because in here in table there is attribute called border, right? So by default that is border is 0. Then we have to set at least border is 1. So that is the size of the border, all right? And I keep this my source code in here. All right, so this is my web page. Then I refresh this. Now you can see this table. All right, okay. Okay, now I assume I want to create a table, something like this, right? Now I want to create table like this in my web page, right? Okay, say in here I have rows, four rows, and 4 columns as well, right? So for your convenience, I change this data. Say I think, say I add another data. Say 073004. Say Sumal. Say 20. Say Andy. Right. So now here I have 4 columns, and here I have 5 rows. So this is called actually header row, and here we have another 4 rows. So those are the rows which contains data, right? So let's see how to create a table something like this. And actually in here we have a table caption as well, right? Table caption, right? Okay, let's see how to create a table something like this, right? Okay, then I save this one as table2, table2.html. Then I take this basic structure of the web page, right? Then I create my table, right? You know how to create table. So we have a tag called table, and then I set board of the table as 1, and then close the table tag, right? And then this is the first row, table row, right? So in my case I have 4 columns, right? So in here I have 4 columns: registration number, name, age, and hometown. All right. So registration number. So that's the content of first table data. Then I close table data, and then next table data. Right. TD, that is name. Then I close table data, and then next one, that is age. Then I close table data. Then next one, hometown. Hometown. When I close table data, then in here I can close the table row. Then I start the next row, tr. So in here also I have 4 table data, S07001, right? And then I close the table data. Then next table data, right? So that is Amar. Then I close table data, and then next table data, right? So that is 21. Then I close the table data, and next table data, and that is Kenny. Then I close table data, then I close the table row, right? And then actually this is closing the table row, then start the next table row. So likewise I can fill these table rows, right? So this is the closing table row, right? So I can quickly insert these table data. Okay, then for the time being I copy these 2 rows and paste into the, in your case you can practice this thing, right? So this is 3, this is third one, that is Sunil, and then this is 21, this is Colombo, and this is 4, name is say Sunil, and age is say 21, this is Kenny. Okay, then I save this, right? I save this again, and then I save this one in day 5 folder, t3.1, day 5. Then I open this table too. Now you see, right? So, by looking at in here, so there is no difference between this header row and other rows. All right. Actually, in header row, I show my what I want to do. I want to bold this text. Right. So if you want, you can use the bold tag. But in table, we define this one as a header row. We can define this one as a header row. So table header, right? So this is table header. We call table header. Then instead of table data, there is a tag called this is table header, right? So instead of td, there's a tag called th, right? So this td can be replaced by td, right? Which means table header, right? Which means table header. So then we have to close this table header, something like this. All right, table header. All right, td. This is th. Instead of td, we can put th, right? Td can be replaced by th only for the first row. Then I save this. You can see the difference, right? Then I refresh. Now you can see the text which are in header row in bold in text format. All right, this is bold. And we can have a caption for this table, something like this: student marks, right? Then I refresh. Actually, I insert this and then I remove this. All right, so I now this is my source code. Now I don't have that caption. How can we insert caption? There's a tag called caption, caption, right? So can say student marks. Then I can close the caption, save this, save and then refresh, right? Now you see, right? This is caption. Okay. In tables, there are some additional attributes are there, right? So one is table width, right? So we can actually control table size by using width, and there is another attribute called table height, right? Width and height. So by using that width and height, we can control the size of the table, right? So that width and height can be defined as a percentage of the web page, or by using pixels, right? So the other one is table border. You know what's border, right? So that border attribute can be used to control the width of the table border, right, which is surrounding in the table. And then the table alignment, right? So we can align our table in our web page, right? It may be left, right, or center, right? And then the next one is header and caption. So I demonstrate what's the usage of the caption, right? So we can encapsulate the name with the table, all right? And so let's see those attributes and then usage of those attributes. So I open my example, right? So in the file folder, so this is the source code of my table, right? This is the source code, right? And then I open this web page as well, right? So this is my source code and the table. Okay, so this is source code. This is my table, right? So I'll use this table width and height. So for example, I use say width. So I use this percentage option, right? So for example, in now actually my table automatically aligned to the left side. So if I want, I can change this width, say 50%, and then say height. Height is say also 50%, right? So in here I said width is 50%, height is 50%, and then I save this and then refresh. Now you can see, now my table is 50% occupied from the width of the web page, and then 50% occupied from the height from the of the web page, right? 50 from the width, 50 from height, right? So actually that size occupied from the web page, right? That is relative. So for example, if I resize the web page, now you can see, now 50% from the uh, width and 50 from height, right? So that is depend on the current size of the web page, right? So when we resize the web page, the table size also resize, right? Because in here I set the width and height as a percentage of web page size, right? Size of the web page, right? So, okay, that is width and height. And then alignment, right? So I can align table, right? So for example, I use say align right, and then I open a page. Now you can see table is aligned into right side, and you may have seen that caption, right? So you can see that caption also encapsulated with the uh, table, right? So when you align the table into right side, that caption also bind with the table, right? That is also moved to the right side, right? So for example, if you want, you can align to center. So instead of right, you can say center. All right, center line, like this you can align, and you can set the table width and height. You know what is meant by border and caption, right? Okay, so that's about the border. And then next one is we can have another attribute called CellPadding and CellSpacing, right? I explained that one uh, earlier than the other attributes. There's an attribute called CellPadding, right? CellPadding. So that is what's meant by padding. Padding is the distance between cell and content. All right, cell content and its border. Actually, the content with the border, the distance between the cell content and its border. Right? Okay, I'll take the same example, right, with the web page. So this is the web page. So I remove this width and height. All right, and then actually before that I save this one as table 3. All right, this is third table. Right, save this. All right, actually this is table number 2, right? Then I have to open the correct source code. Now I have saved this table as a table number 3. Then I open that one. Okay, this is table number 3, right? So this is the relevant source code. Okay, then cell padding. So there is an attribute called cell padding. All right, say I set padding as a 5. Now you can see, so before we do padding, now you can see the distance between the content and the border. Here there is no space between the cell content and the table border. But once if you set this padding as 5, now you can see in here there's a small distance, right, with the distance between the cell border and the cell content, right? Actually table border and the cell content, right? Padding means, so once when I increase the padding size, now I increase, now you can see the distance between the border of the table and the cell content will be increased, right? Then I refresh, now you can see, right here, right? So by default cell padding is 0, all right? So that means the distance between border of the table and the content is 0, right? So that's the uh, usage of the cell padding, all right? And then there's another attribute called cell spacing. That is the space between two cells, right? Cell spacing, all right? This is the distance between cells. That is the space between two cells. Actually, in the earlier we said the cell padding uh, in pixels, right? In pixels. Actual padding also, the padding can be specified by percentages as well. All right. So cell spacing. So I use the same source code. Then I save this one as table 4. All right. Then I have to open this table 4. All right. Okay, so this is my source code, this is my table. So this is table 4. Save and refresh and see. Okay, and then I say table padding is say 5. Padding means the distance between table border and the content. All right. Cell spacing means cell spacing. Cell spacing. All right. Say 5. Now you can see. Actually, there is a mistake with this cell spacing. Cell spacing. All right. Here I set the cell spacing. Say 5. So cell spacing means the space between or the distance between two cells. Now it's 0. Then now you can see. So here the space between two cells is increased, right? So once if you set this one as 10, you also the space between two cells is increased, right? So usually it's better to say 2 or something like that, all right, like this, or 3, all right. Okay, so that's called cell spacing and cell padding, all right. Cell spacing and cell padding, right? Okay, then assume now, so this is the table that I have, all right. So I want to take a table, I want to create a table something like this, right? So I explain this one using Word document, right? So this is my table, right? So in here say basic table, and then say I want to change this table, right? I want to change this table. For example, uh, from above from this table, so above the table, so assume I want to change this something like this, right? Okay, assume now I want to insert table something like this, right? Now I want to insert this table into web page, right? So let's see how to create this table now web page, right? So I take a new notepad. Okay, then I quickly create this HTML for the basic structure of the web page. All right, so this is header section. So this is post header section, and then say title. Same here, I say student marks. All right, so I close the title and then go to the body section. Body, right? So this is body section. All right, then we have a tag called table, and then close in the table tag, right? Then the border, say border is 1. Then in here actually I save this one is a student marks in same folder, student marks.html. All right, then table row, this is the first row. All right, close table row, then table header, th, right? Table header, so that is registration number. Close the table header, right? Registration number. like this, right? So I quickly create this, right? TH. So I use the lowercase letters, right? It's maths and then TH, H 6, and close the table lid. Close the table lid, and then next table row, right? Same structure, so therefore I create one structure and then copy those structure, right? This is table data, right? Okay, then I have 4 rows. So in your case it's better to type these things, right? Otherwise you can't get a practice, right? Okay, right, 4 rows except header row. Okay, so this is first row, right? Actually first data row, that is in here store registration number is 07001, and then marks for the maths 85, say actually 85, and then say 90, then say 57, right? In here 75, here 70, here 97, and then actually this is registration number, right? This registration number is 07002, and then here it should be 75, and then here it should be 70, and then this is 97, right? So I have to use the correct order, right? This is S07003, but I keep this one as empty because in here actually 3 cells are merged. 3 cells are merged. All right. Okay. Then next one is 07004, 90, and 56, 80, and then save this student marks. And then I open this. Now you can see. Okay, you can see this, right? This is source code. So in here, so what I want to merge these 3 cells, right? So actually here 3 cells are merged, right? 3 cells are merged here. Now I want to merge these 3 cells, right? Actually those cells should be merged in horizontal, right? So this is one column, this is mathematics column, this is marks for physics, marks for chemistry. So here we have to merge 3 columns in a horizontal way into one cell, right? So I want to merge 3 cells and create a one cell, all right? So here that cell contain 3 columns, all right? Columns. So in table tag there is an attribute called column span, right? Column span, all right? There's an attribute called column span, right? So what we can do with this column span, so we can merge 2 or more columns into a single column. We can merge 2 more columns into a single column. There's another attribute called row span. Row span. That means we can merge 2 or more rows, right? So, but in my case, in here you have an example, right? Here 3 columns. So I'll take the example, right? Here 2 rows are merged. 2 rows are merged into one row, right? Here 3 columns are merged into one cell, right? Here, right? So you have to listen careful, right? Actually, so this is the original cells, right? So this is the original cells, right? Okay, I changed that color here. here. Now in here I merge two rows. So this is one row, this is another row. In this case I have to use row span attribute. But here I merge three columns into one, right? Three columns. That means in here I have to use col span, right? Okay, then I'll go to my example. Okay, then I go to the example. Okay, in my case I want to merge these three columns, so I take this cell, this one, this cell, all right? That is marks for maths of this 07003. Here I take this one, right? in here in this cell I say I want to merge these three cells into one, right? Then I span this column, call span 3. I want to span these cells into three columns. Then I save this, then I refresh. Now you can see this cell, the earlier, this is one cell, so that cell span into three columns. That is, earlier we have three cells, those three cells are merged, right? So now in here these two cells are out from the table, so therefore I don't need these two cells, I delete this, right? Then I save and refresh. Okay, so in here, right? So now you know, here we have four cells, but in here we have one cell. So but this cell span into three, then here also we have altogether four cells. Have you got it? So in here we have four cells, here we have four cells, right? Here also we have four cells, right? So in first row, in header row we have four cells, first row we have four cells, the second row we have four cells, in third row also we have defined four cells, because this is one cell, and here this cell, the second cell in this third row span second, actually the third row of data, right? So because in this table 1 2 3 fourth row, right? But once if you take the data set, so this is the third row. In that row here one cell, here the second cell is span into three, that is altogether we have four cells, right? So that's all. Here we have four cells, right? So as a content of these cells we can say absent. That's the content. That's all. That's all. All right. Absent. Right. Okay. And then let's see another table. Say, I want to change this one, something like this, right? So I insert another row from here, another row from above, and then I merge these three cells. Merge this. Actually, here we have a header row. Then here I say subjects. Here I merge these two. Merge. I click merge. Now I want to insert this table. This table. All right. So let's try to insert, create this table. All right. Then I take the same example. Then I save this one as say student marks 2. All right. So I want to change only these two rows. So therefore I delete this first row. All right. Because I have same content for the data set, then I save this. All right. Okay. Then I open this one. Okay. Now I have data set. Now what I want to do, I want to insert this table. Right. Right. In here, so this is the header row that I want. So here I create the first row. Actually, in here in header row we have a we must have a two rows, right? BR. In first row, actually, in this cell, right? So in first row, first cell, right? That is the row number one, actually column one, right? That is first cell. So that is spanned into two rows, right? So therefore, in here, I say TD. So here we have to span, row span, right? So row span. This cell should be spanned into two rows, right? Here the content is registration number. Then I cross that table data. Actually here this is spanned into two rows, registration number. But the in next cell, that is the content of the next cell is subjects, right? Subjects. Actually that cell, so this cell span into three columns, right? Three columns. So in here it should call span. It is up to three, right? Three. So this is about the first row. Then I save this and then I open this student marks 2. Actually this one, right? Now there's a mesh, right? Because in here this one come into the first row or something like that, right? So we have to complete this. We have to complete this, right? Complete this. Otherwise, this content is if this content is not there, all right? If this content is not there, hello. Oh, room ini. කොහෙද ඉන්නේ? තිබ්බ නේද ඉතින්? ඉඳුල්ලට මං කිව්වා. නෑ මාරේ දාලා අපි මම වෙලා ගිහින් ඉඳුල්ලට කිව්වා. So by using the align attribute, align center, all right, then I replace, right? Now it has been already centered, right? Because I align earlier, right? So in here, this is align. If it is not there, this align is not there, then by default it's aligned into lifts, right? If you want, you can align using the align attribute. All right. So, but now this is actually I define these two rows as a table data, but these here two rows are table headers. So actually in here TD can be replaced by TH. You know this, right? TD can be replaced by TH because this is header row. Then that content will be in bold in text. All right. So actually here we can replace this TD by TH because this is header row. All right. So I replace this TD by TH, right? TH. TD. Instead of D, we can replace that D by H, right? So, okay, something like this. That's if you want, you can use caption. So this is student marks. Right, then close the caption like this, right? So if you want, you can change the table size and then you can align the table, so you can do those things, right? So that's the about the tables, right? So And then in addition to that, so actually here we have format the table structure, right? Table structure. So by using this table row span, call span, and then cell padding, cell spacing, all those attributes are related to table structure. So actually we can format the table, right? So we can format actually even table size also belong to formats, right? With the night we have done that. And then the background color, right? There is attribute called BGColor, right? So we can use that BGColor attribute for specify the color for the entire table, or it may be a row, or it may be a table a header, or it may be a table data. Right, so you can use this BGColor for the table row, or table data. Right, so you can use that BGColor for each and every attribute, each and every tag in within the table to specify the table color, right? The color of the row, or color of the cell, or color of the table, right? Okay, so I use that, right? Actually, we have used that in to change the background color of the web page, right? So for example, in here, say hash cc00, so you can use any color, all right? So something like this, right? RGB cc, right? So you can use these kind of colors, right? So you can use this color for table, and then you can use this color for uh, table row, right? So if you want to change the color of the table row, right, like this, right, like this, we can use the attribute called BGColor to specify the color of the table, right? This, right, so you can do these things, right? Okay, so that's about the tables, HTML tables, right? So how to define the table, and then use these additional attributes, right? So I stop in here and try to do the exercises on the tables, right? So if you have any doubts regarding those the things that I explain, or on like the things on the exercises, so you can ask from me via email or yeah, messages, right? Okay, thank you very much.